Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a massive topic, the future of artificial intelligence, and what it really means for us, for the human mind. We are right in the middle of watching technology grow from just a simple tool into something that, well, it's going to redefine our entire existence.
And that's really the million-dollar question, isn't it? As AI gets smarter and smarter, our own roles, in everything from research to creativity, are about to get a complete overhaul. So let's try to map out what that future actually looks like.
Now, this whole transformation isn't going to happen overnight. Experts pretty much see it unfolding in three separate stages, or ages, and each one is going to completely change our relationship with technology. Let's take a look at the roadmap.
Okay, so here's the timeline. Right now, we're in that first age, the era of the smart assistant, or ASI. But things are expected to move fast. Around 2030, we shift into the age of the autonomous colleague, or AGI. And then maybe around 2040, we hit the final stage, the all-knowing oracle, ASI.
So let's start with where we are today, artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI. This is the AI we're all playing with right now. These incredibly powerful generative models that are fantastic at specific things, like writing an essay or churning out code. You can think of them as super specialized assistants.
The big fear, of course, is if AI can do our work in a fraction of the time, are we about to become obsolete? Well, not so fast. For now, anyway, we're protected by what you might call an institutional buffer. You know, regulations from bodies like the U.S. Department of Education and existing labor laws. They all act as a kind of shield, making sure a human is still in the loop and ultimately responsible. This gives us a really important grace period to figure things out and adapt.
And what's so fascinating is how AI isn't just getting rid of tasks, it's changing them. Look at this. In history, for example, all the grunt work of sifting through thousands of documents is automated. That frees up the historian to become more of an interpreter, the person who connects the dots and finds the meaning. Or in sociology, AI can analyze the data, but the human is the one who understands the subtle context the AI misses, and who has to make those critical ethical calls.
So if you want to thrive in this new era, you really need a new set of skills. It's becoming less about what you know and more about what you can do with that knowledge. You've got to be the one asking the creative, insightful questions AI can't even think of. You have to be the one finding new data, stuff AI has never seen before. And you have to be the one to take that research and actually make it happen in the real world. But maybe most important of all, you have to be the ethical anchor. AI can give you an answer, but it can't take responsibility for it. That's on us. That's a human job.
Okay, let's jump forward in time. We're heading to about 2030 and the next phase, artificial general intelligence, or AGI. This is where AI stops being just a tool and starts becoming, well, a true colleague.
Just let that sink in for a moment. An AI that can understand, learn, and solve problems at a human level. Any intellectual problem. This isn't just about making our work faster anymore. This is a whole new kind of collaborator, and it's going to force us to completely rethink what expertise even means.
And you can see this great handover of tasks right here. AGI is doing the heavy lifting, running massive simulations, doing complex analysis. So what's left for us? The uniquely human stuff. We become the ones who frame AGI's discoveries for society, the approver of interpretation. When AGI becomes the perfect 24/7 tutor, the human teacher's role shifts to becoming a life mentor, focusing on a student's personal growth, their well-being, things an AI can't really touch.
And get this, AGI isn't just going to live in the cloud. We're talking about AGI-powered humanoids, giving AI a physical body. Imagine autonomous robots doing research in places too dangerous for humans. Or picture them physically rebuilding an ancient city so we can actually walk through its streets. The line between digital research and physical experience is just going to completely dissolve.
And that brings us to the final, and frankly the most mind-bending phase, maybe around 2040, artificial superintelligence, ASI. This is the point where AI's brainpower doesn't just match ours, it rockets past the combined intelligence of every human who has ever lived.
In the age of this oracle, the whole concept of doing research just seems quaint, doesn't it? I mean, why would you search for an answer when the ASI already knows it? Why would you even form a hypothesis when the ASI can predict the future with almost perfect accuracy? This changes literally everything.
And here's where we go full sci-fi. Imagine an ASI controlling billions of tiny nanorobots. These little machines could analyze an ancient pot at the molecular level,
And not just tell you how old it is, but reconstruct the actual emotions of the person who made it. And then they could even transfer knowledge or entire experiences directly into our brains. Think about it, learning a lifetime of quantum physics in a single afternoon?
This quote just nails it. When you have a machine that knows everything, our value isn't about what we know anymore. Our whole purpose pivots to what we decide to do with that knowledge. The only job left for us is maybe the hardest one of all, to carry the full ethical weight of this almost godlike power. So after this incredible journey, from assistant to colleague to an all-knowing oracle, what is our final purpose? What's the new human mandate in a world where we coexist with artificial gods? This table really lays out our own evolution perfectly. We start with ANI, just using AI as a tool to get more efficient. Then with AGI, our job becomes more refined. It purifies into supervising and mentoring. And then finally, in the ASI phase, research as a form of labor just disappears. Our one and only task becomes defining purpose, defining meaning, and grappling with the ethics of life itself. We basically evolve from being researchers into being philosophers.
And that right there is the ultimate question we're left with. When a machine can give us all the answers, our value, our very humanity, won't be defined by what we know, but by the questions we have the wisdom and the courage to ask. Are we ready for that?